You know when you're trying to follow directions of photos on the interwebs? Well, I kind of just realized what I did in my last live stream was completely and totally wrong. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It was totally and utterly wrong. I monumentally stuffed up. Now, I didn't put any warning out for this live stream or anything like that this time. I monumentally stuffed up. I was using a reference off the internet for a different suspension kit, and it then hit me. That ain't gonna work. That just will not work with my truck. It won't work. The way I was mounting it wouldn't work because everything was not the right way. So there's a lesson to be learned there. Don't use photos off the internet to install a kit. Use your brain, look at things and go, right, why did that not work? And that's what I did, is I went back and I went, why would that there's a reason something went wrong with my installation. What was it? What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. And then it hit me. Oh my word. This I was trying to install like over here. That won't work because when I mount the wheel, it won't fit. So this is why I realized the error of my ways and decided to relaunch the live stream so we can get this fitted properly. Now I put all the links and thingies in a little baggie. Yeah. So the way I was installing it was completely wrong. It was so wrong. I kind of like looked at it and went, nah, that's not working. That's not working. That's not how this goes. This has to go this way. So I am now going to redo what I did before in this live stream to make sure that it will all work properly. Okay, so I've got all my little screws and little thingies out of the baggie and done. Okay, so now I understand why my link wouldn't fit where it was supposed to, is because it was all wrong. It was all totally wrong. So now I'm going to fix that mistake, and we're going to do this properly this time. So I'm just going to make sure that when I mount this screw goes in through here, like so. If I can get it started, would be amazing. I've still got a screw attached to that. Put that there. Okay, so now I understand what I was doing wrong and why it was not working. So I have to reinstall everything again. But that's just part of RC. Sometimes you realize you've stuffed up, and you stuffed up good. So we're just going to put this in there like so. That goes there. Right. Now, I was still incorrect in removing that outer screw, but I was incorrect in where the positioning of everything went. So now I'm going to fix that problem, and we're going to fix this properly. Okay, so I need my little bag of tricks. Where did I put my links and stuff now? That's going to be the interesting factor, is where did you put the links? So that's that. Here we go. So this is my upper link, which goes on the bottom here with a nut securing it, like so. So hang on. This is the reason why that screw I had before would not work. It's because I was doing it all wrong. So I'm just going to start this if I can. If I can't, then I'm going to use my little... Oh, well, that worked wonders. That popped the link in through the chassis. And we're going to have to tip him and get it all out. Yep. Okay. So this is the reason why it wasn't going together properly before. Is because I was a numpty. And I'm going to admit it. I was a numpty. Okay? So that goes on like that. That goes on like so. If I can get the nut started, we'll be in business. Get in there. You kind of need 50 different hands to get this done. So I'm going to do this. Pop that into there. Go up again. and get all this threaded and sorted. Okay, so that didn't work. So yeah, I was wondering, something's not right, and I'm not doing this correct. Although, as I'm seeing right now, that bolt is still up a little bit. So let's screw it down a little further. With the right driver would bloody help. Now, I brought out the big guns this time. I'm not using my King Chrome drivers this time around. I'm using my Team Magic drivers so I can get this built in a little bit quicker manner. So let's just screw that in properly. Yep, all the way down. So hoping I can get some thread through to the bottom like so. Okay, that comes back up and onto the thread there. Get my nut and start threading it on. Okay, cool beans. So now, now I should be able to just bolt everything together. Oh, my drive shaft came out. Oh well, we'll fix that before we go any further. Righto, so that link there should now screw into that hole there. So that should go into there. Right, we'll just tighten that down like so. So yeah, I realized I had messed up and decided to launch the live stream again. Now, unfortunately, the people who were watching before are going to be in bed, but that's all right. Okay, that's secured there. Right, that's secured there. I then get another bolt, pop that through here. So there's my lesson, guys and girls, is don't always follow what you see on the net, because that's often not going to help your case out at all. Okay, so that was my mistake, is I followed instructions off the internet which were totally not appropriate to my install. So not appropriate. I'm just going to adjust my drive shaft screw while I'm here, because that's almost falling off. Okay, that's good there. Tighten that back up. Good. Okay. Next step is installing the longer link, the longer one. That goes from in there to into that hole there. So I've got to remove that screw. Okay, so let's get this one secured and all done up onto our axle, like so. And then we just get a nut. And I will tighten him up using my hex driver and my wrench. Make sure it's as straight as I've got it, and then we just start tightening it down. So yeah, so those of you who watched my first live stream, that was done wrong. I'll admit that. Totally admit that. So that's almost tight now. So I'm just going to tighten a bit more. So I'm like, if I mount that out here, then my wheel's not going to fit. So my wheel was just not going to fit. So I'm glad I spotted that and decided to redo the stream. Okay, that's all tight now. Now I'm going to get my hex wrench off. There we go, that's off, that's tight. And we're going to secure this one into that hole right there. So I need to fill it and unscrew this. Okay, now we get a short one, and we're going to install that into here. Okay, that goes through there and into that hole there. Should fit in. I line it up right, it will. And we'll tighten that down. Come on, go in the hole. Good boy. There we go. That's tightened. Now I can probably still fit that fillet head screw back in. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. There we go. I pulled out the wrong screw. I know. I realize my mistake now. I'll fix it. Pull him out and fix that up. There we go. All tight. Just dropped my screw that I need. Thank you. Now I can use one of these to pop that in the hole. But I'm just going to use a short one. Okay, that comes in. That goes there. And see, I'm glad I realized my mistake too, because I don't want to seem like a total amateur. But when you have no instructions and you have to put something together, it kind of, you know, pictures on the internet can help, but they're not going to help in every situation. You know, they just won't. So now we mount our shock, which is going to go here on the back end, like so. That goes through, and then we're going to get our little nut on the back end of here. And what took me half an hour before, I now understand should have only taken me 10 minutes. So, yeah. And as I said, most of the people who were watching my earlier live stream have now gone to bed. So that's totally understandable. They'll watch it in replay. They will watch it in replay and they'll go, oh my word, I didn't realize he was doing it wrong. I should have said something. But, you live and learn. This is RC. You live and learn. Okay, so we just tighten this one up here. Get in there. Okay, that's tight and that's done. That is how it was supposed to have looked before. That's how I was supposed to do it. So I realized the error of my ways and quickly shot this live stream up so you guys could see that I'm not a total nimwit. Not a total one. Partial one, yeah, but not total. And quickly realized the error of my ways. And so that's why I'm fixing it now. And yes, I do have the shakes. It's a health thing. It's a health thing. It's not an illusion of your imagination. It is actually a health thing. I have very poor fine motor skills. Absolutely shocking fine motor skills. And that's the reason why I shake. So it's got nothing to do with drugs. Just that's the way I was born. And that's what I've got to live with. All right, so that goes in like so. And that is it. all installed. I could probably replace this one with a freshie. I could. Yes, I could do that. Might need a different driver. So unpull you. Okay. That's that one. And I'll grab this one and we'll do this again just to keep people happy. Righto. So yeah, I was looking at it going, no, this has got to be easier than that. It's got to be. All right. That going into there. Beautiful. Okay, I can now grab my wheel, put my wheel on like so. And I'm not going to have any clearance issues because I've now installed it properly. See, as I said, this is why I launched this live stream. As soon as I realized I'd done it wrong, I'm like, oh, great. People are going to think I'm a numpty. Going to think I'm a noob, which I kind of am. Because I've never done this before. There we go. Rear tire back on. Now we do the other side. And it shouldn't take me anywhere near as long. All right. So let's pull that one off. That's that tire done. Now we'll pull this one off and we will totally reset everything. So first things first, screw for our suspension has got to come off. Now you'll hear things squeaking because that's the sound of the tire rubbing up and down on the workbench. Okay, so that's that shock off. Okay, it is still hot as hell, you guys, and I'm going to blame that on my earlier brain fart. That's why I couldn't think, you know, why wasn't this working the way it was supposed to? Now I know. 2 in 1 day, yeah, Dark Side. I realized that I had made an error in the installation of the suspension kit, and so I launched the stream again once I had realized what my mistake was. So yeah, 2 in 1 day, yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah, I realized that I had made an error, and then I realized, okay, that's not how that's supposed to go. That's really not going to work. Why wasn't it fitting together? And then I realized, oh yeah, righto. Yeah, I stuffed up. So yeah, that was my bad. My bad, dude. My bad. So I'm just going to fix everything right now. So we still need to get this old link off. All right, that's got to come off. So let's get this out of the road. Okay, that's got to come off. Come on, out you come. Because I was looking at things going, yeah, we all mess up once in a while. Yeah, but I'm just glad I realized it because I was like, oh my gosh, I just spent so much money on this suspension kit. Why won't it fit? Ah, wingy, wingy, groan, grizzle, grizzle. Blame it on the heat. It's a hot day. I really shouldn't do RC on a hot day. That's all there is to it. Heat, not staying hydrated, you know, all that kind of jazz. Oh, got that screw. Okay, that's gonna come out. Come on, out you come. Come on. Come on, out you come. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh, get out of there. Oh, it'll come out eventually. That's what she said. Yeah. So yeah, I messed up. You know, I'll admit I fudged it, but I realized what I had done, and that's why I relaunched the stream. You know, Oh yeah, I just realized my drive shaft's come undone again. I got to fix that before we fix the diff. Okay, that goes over there, that goes over there. Now, oh, I removed the small one from here. No, that's the wrong size. I need that one. That comes out like so. Okay. Now, I'm sorry about the way these cameras set up. I will apologize. It's really hard to get a camera working over my shoulder, and I don't have enough equipment to make a tall camera mount to focus right down on top. I'd like to do that at some stage, but right at the moment, I have to apologize for how the camera's working at the moment. But yeah, that's just the way it is. Something's never going to change. That's just the way it is. All right. So what I did wrong last time was I put this like that, but the other way around. So it's supposed to go like that. So that screw's got to come out again. Come on. Come out. Oh, wow. I don't know why Tamir insists on using Phillips heads, but I need a bigger driver. I'd give you some of our cooler temps. It's like 28 air for minus 2.2. That's chilly. Very chilly. That's cold. That's a straight out cold, man. Let's see if I can get this to work. Because it's in there solid. I might grab a bigger screwdriver. I should have one here. If this screwdriver does not get this Phillips head out, then I don't know what will. Maybe an electric drill. Yay, there we go. Success. So yeah, it's just as well I realized what my error was. They use Phillips head because they're cheaper. Yeah, good point. Also, I think the reason why they use Phillips head screws is also because not many people have hex drivers. You know, if you're a beginner RCer, like if you're in a beginner, you're not going to have a set of hex drivers. You know, you're not going to have a set of hex drivers. So I'd say that is the reason why they use Phillips heads. So that will secure in here so it doesn't wobble all over the place. Come on. Now I am wrenching down pretty hard on this, I have to admit, because this hex bolt is larger than the hole that it's going into. So it's kind of biting its way through as we put it in, like a self-tapper. TNT will remove everything. I see you still at it. No, little rascal. What happened was I made a mistake in installing it. So I fired up the live stream again. So this is round 2. This is not the same live stream as I was doing before. This is like round 2. Okay, that's going to be in there for the time being. I'll get our little suspension all sorted. So that goes into there. Right, get another nut. These nuts. I'll put that in there. Okay, just temporarily, just hold it there for the time being. Now I'm going to get the links done. So we're going to go with our small link first. So the small link is going to go here. So I've got to get a knit. Oops, dropped it. Stick it in there. And go through here. Okay, let's get this straight in there. So yeah, in the first live stream, I kind of in the first live stream, I kind of made a mistake, and I'm like, oh my god, I just totally did that the wrong way, and so this is the reason why I've got the second live stream happening. Yeah, I know I repeated myself, but it's just in case someone else has dropped in. So yeah, fun and games. Yeah, we do have plenty of nuts around here, don't we, Darkside? Okay, so that's in there. That's in there. Now I've got to get that long screw. Long screw. Go through here. This is going to take a while. We have plenty of, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments at the same time as putting in a bolt. There we go, it's coming through now. And make sure we go all the way down. Okay, we're through. Get that lower link. Make sure my drive shaft is cooperating. Put the lower link on. Get a nut. Put the nut on the back end. And proceed to tighten it down. Okay. A couple of turns and I should be done. Oh, yep, we're tight now and I don't want to strip it. So another half turn maybe. Okay, and I'll just make sure that's all nice and good. That's not the right size. That is. Get in there. Ah. Yeah, I picked a hobby that requires fine motor skills control, and I don't have any. All right, that's that on there. Now, we fix our big linking. Our big link. So our big link is going to go from here. Goes into there like so, and then that goes on the outside here like that. So last nut or bolt, I should say, last bolt. Last bolt goes into that happened. Get over here. Get over here. That goes in to there like so. And I'm just going to use my wrench just to get it in. That's what she said. There we go. It's in. And now we get a nut on that side. Yep. If I can get my fingers to work. Well, I didn't lose it to the Traxxas dimension, but I did just lose it. I'll find it later when I tip the track up. Now, I know how you feel, but it's better than stamp collecting. Yeah, that's a definite. That's a definite. Better than stamp collecting. Although, probably just as expensive. there. Oh, if I can get my driver loose again. I did this last time I did this side. I got my driver stuck. I have to wiggle it. And then out. There we go. And then we put it onto the back one. Like so. Like so. Come on. There we go. And then we tighten it up again. See, it makes so much more sense now. And, you know, this live stream's only going to be going for half an hour and I'm done. You know, like, we're done. We have put on the 4-link suspension for the cc-01. We're done, dude. We are finished. So that wheel goes on like that. I get my little nut. And then I get my driver. Oop. 3, 2, 1. Zip is that. And we're done. Done. Da-da-da. Finished. Now just shake that nut loose. There it is. Cool. I ended up with 2 spare nuts. That's it. So it usually means there are some missing. So I'll go back through and have a good look. I think I know where they're supposed to go. So yeah, we're done. Woohoo! We have done it. The cc-01 relink is done. So yeah. So even though my first stream went a little bit cockeyed, I managed to get it sorted in the end. Hey Jack, how you going? But yeah, so there we go. Done, finished. All good. Now that's a lot more travel than that extra speed one. A lot more. Do you think you're going with a complete alloy suspension and rear axle housing? Is it worth the cost? No. No, I don't think going a full alloy housing on the back of these axles is worth the cost. No. The main issues with the cc-01 is the rear suspension travel. Okay, so while I'm here, I'll just cover that. I'll just cover what they call the magic link while I'm here. All right, what you do now, what you basically do is you see how this is a shock with no spring. There's no spring on that shock. Okay, now the suspension is attached to this shock. It's attached to it. So when I go down, you can see I get full articulation on the suspension now. Okay, it's full drop. That's what the Magic Link's about. It's about giving your rear suspension more droop and travel. So this is just an old 60 mil shock mounted on top, and then under here, the suspension is mounted to the bottom of that shock, allowing it to have up and down. The forward body on mine doesn't have the room to do the Magic Link. Yeah, this really Magic Link only works if you're going to be doing like a wagon body. If you're going to be doing like a truck body, then no, it doesn't work, because you need to have that added clearance to install those shocks. So yeah, each shock goes through a different hole. It doesn't go through the same hole on each one, because it just doesn't work like that on the chassis. You'll see, if I move that out of the road, you'll see that this shock is further set back than that one. Okay, so this suspension goes through that hole, and then that shock is mounted to the bottom of that shock. Ideally, I'd like to have a larger shock, and the bigger shock you can allow to be installed, the more droop you're going to have on that back suspension. So the more droop you've got. But I only have these as spare shocks at the moment. I don't have any larger shocks. So if you got, like, say, 120 millimeter shock and put it in, then you're going to have a heck of a lot more drop on your rears of your cc-01. A lot more. I only have, like, a few extra mils. You know, that's all I've got to give. But it works. It allows the whole back end to drop down. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, these are just additional height body posts because when I put the Hummer shell on, because it's a wagon, I needed to get the extra height. So that's why those are body pole extenders. The front ones are just stock, but the back ones have to be extended for it to fit. But there we go. All done and dusted. One rear link cc-01 done. I still have the stock shocks on my cc-01. Jack, I recommend replacing them. Going for an oil fill would probably be the best choice because the friction shocks you get with the cc-01 allow the body to be a little bit too stiff and you get a lot of rocky motions. With this, it's a lot smoother drive. So replacement shocks I definitely recommend for anyone who owns a cc-01. But we're done. We are finished. All done and dusted. I still have to work on my winch because at the moment I can't bolt it onto the front of the chassis where it's supposed to be. Otherwise, it will drop. I hardly run the FJ40. It does okay though. Yeah, it's a great little truck. Great little truck. This one started out as the Land Freeder. This one started out as the Land Freeder, and I basically modified it from there. I'm more of a wagon person than a ute person or a pickup truck person. So that's why I ended up with my favorite, which is a Hummer H2. This Hummer H2 body shell is off a HSP Hammer. So if you're wanting a cheap Hummer H2 body shell, this one is off the HSP Hammer. You can buy them separately on eBay. But yeah, they come in yellow, green, and I think black or silver. I can't remember if it's black or silver. But yeah, so there we go. That is my Tamiya cc-01 rear link suspension done properly this time around. I did realize I made a mistake in the first one. So, okay, well, I'm only human. And yeah, decided to fix it. So all done and dusted. All right. Now, if you're a member of the Magnified Forum, you'll also know we've got the 2021 build-off happening soon. So chances are you'll see me doing a lot more build vlogs on this channel as I build the truck for that comp. But yeah, you got to be on the Magnified Forum to be a part of it. So yeah, it's just basically basically search Magnified on Tapper Talk and you'll find it. Simple as that. But all right, that is it. I'm going to end the stream now that I realize I stuffed up. I've fixed the error and have done it properly. So if you watched the first live stream, you would have seen me struggle. So I had a bit of a think and redid it. All right, until next time, I will say bye for now. See ya.